Hey everyone, welcome to episode 2 of the Dude My Noodles podcast. I'm Jacob,
And I'm Dylan.
and today we've got a special episode.
Yeah, somewhat special. On the last episode, if you remember, we were talking about a pyramid scheme, and then at the end, I kind of mentioned how we're going to be discussing a scheme about an old YouTuber we used to watch. Don't really watch now, and I don't know. We'll kind of get into more of that as we talk about it. But yeah, do you wanna tell them who we're talking about, or you want me to start it?
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of give a little introduction. So today's topic is going to be about Aaron Cairo, the skate god.
Aaron Cairo, the sponsor skateboarder from the San Francisco Bay Area.
And today,
Yes.
we're going to talk about some controversy with the YouTube channel Braille. If you don't know, Aaron Cairo is a skateboarder, now known Scientologist from the San Francisco Bay Area.
Now known, yes.
Yeah.
But he's been since... I mean, there was the 2009 ad that was him. It was a Scientology ad with him in it.
Right.
And that was in 2009, I mean. But yeah, now known.
Now known
Discovered.
Scientologist in the skate community. His channel is called Braille. It's a older channel, I'd say. Probably started...
They've been around for a while. They've been around since like 2011,
Yeah,
2012, I
something
think.
like that.
Something like that, yeah.
So some controversy went down somewhat recently, and Dylan knows quite a bit of info about it. So I'm just gonna hand it over to him and let him explain a little bit of what the controversy is. And I don't know a whole lot myself either, so I'll probably be learning some stuff today. But go ahead.
Hell yeah. I don't know a whole ton, but I know a good amount. So if you don't know Braille skateboarding, they started to teach kids. And their whole purpose was to teach kids and adults and people of all ages to learn how to skate. People who left skating, people who are just getting into skating, people who have been into skating but, are too scared to land that first kickflip. So the whole point of the channel was to essentially teach skateboarding and bring it to a bigger audience. Aaron Cairo himself came from Montana, which has not a huge skateboarding scene, at least when he was doing it. So he made the channel. They were doing great. I mean, they eventually, once the channel started getting up and running, they started a warehouse skate park, essentially. And they would go there, film all their videos in there, do everything in there. And sometimes they go to skate parks and stuff. They do, like worst board at the skate park gets a new deck, stuff like that. But, yeah, it was essentially just a skateboarding themed, fun channel of, they had a huge "you make it, we skate it" thing where someone would make them a custom board. One of the biggest ones was a glass one. It was a glass skateboard, normal trucks, glass wheels, stuff like that. But with all that stuff,
Do you remember the big knife board?
yeah, the big knife board.
That one was a cool one.
There was a
also
board with
the nails.
Yeah,
the nail
nails.
board.
Yeah, the curvy board. I mean, they stopped doing it and then they started doing it again. But so recently, what happened? They ended up losing the warehouse. The people that owned it before owned that one warehouse, but there was a whole row of warehouses, whatever. They ended up selling that. And I'm getting this information from Aaron Cairo's video talking about the warehouse part. So they sold the warehouse to some other company. The other company ended up jacking the prices eventually, and they couldn't come to some sort of an agreement, so they had to leave the warehouse, which kind of sucked. My entire life growing up watching them, I was watching them in the warehouse. But they lost the warehouse. Everyone thought Braille was going to be done or it was going to suck now. But then he said he was still going to continue filming different skate parks, getting actually out in the community more, which might actually even benefit Braille. And I thought, everything was cool. It sucks, but you got to move past certain chapters in your life like that. So after that, he I don't think he posted for like 2 or 3 days. Something like that on YouTube or any of that.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a wait there
Yeah.
that I saw, and it was kind of just it was weird because I remember seeing the video come up because I'm still subscribed. So I remember seeing like the video coming up of them selling the warehouse.
Yeah. Or not selling the warehouse,
but losing
moving out of the
so
warehouse.
I saw that and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like that's so random.
Yeah.
And then a couple days later, I saw the video of Aaron Cairo explaining like everything, and I was like, I was kind of confused about like kind of the video because it didn't really add up, like what he was saying. Like
Yeah.
I get that like the warehouse next to them or the company that owned the warehouses in that plot could have bought them out, but at the same time, I feel like if I was in that situation, I wouldn't I wouldn't make a video like that saying,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, I lost the Braille house." It would be more like we're just moving into a different warehouse.
If you could afford a warehouse for that many years in that size and your channel has grown bigger since then, you should be able to afford another warehouse. Even if they jacked it up 150%, you should at least be able to afford another warehouse somewhere.
Yeah, and I understand
Or
wanting
something
to
somewhere, an office. Something.
Exactly, and I understand wanting to go somewhere else that's going to be cheaper.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like I just felt like it was weird that he made a video saying, "Oh, we lost the warehouse." I feel like that's kind of weird to put out there.
We lost the warehouse. Big thing into that.
But anyway.
Yeah, so didn't post for a couple days. He ended up, I don't know which came first because he made another video after that called My Apology. I don't know if that one came first or Nigel and Ricky's videos.
Yeah, I don't know. I
don't know which one came first.
I think Aaron Cairo's video came first, though.
The second Aaron Cairo video came first?
The second?
Yeah, he made one where it was losing the barrel video, and then the one that said My Apology.
No, I think the My Apology
came first.
Okay,
so even if it didn't, you guys can still go watch them in order on YouTube. They're still up. The My Apology video, he basically more kind of explains losing the warehouse. It gets a little more into it and all that, and also apologizes that he couldn't assemble essentially one last meet and greet because they used to do meet and greets there with their fans, where you could just go there and skate or do skate lessons or any of that. He was apologizing for not being able to set up something like that or set up some sort of last session or any of that. But that was it. Pretty much just, again, reinstating that they lost the warehouse, why they did, everything that's going to happen from now on out. And then Ricky, one of the former team members of Braille, and Nigel, another former team member of Braille, both posted videos, I don't think on the same day. They could have been on the same day. Not at like the exact same time or anything, but they both posted videos essentially explaining the actual backstory of why Aaron Cairo blocked them on Instagram, both of them, blocked them on the Braille's team Instagram, essentially shadow banned them from being able to comment on their YouTube videos, basically cut them off entirely.
Yeah, I think that shadow banning the comments is the craziest part.
That's the confirmation for sure. Right
you know what's crazy to me right now is the amount of channels and YouTubers that are being like exposed for shit right now.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, Braille, and Braille isn't even like one of the big ones. Like,
no, it is for me because I've watched Braille my entire life. You know, what I mean?
But like, the Mr. Beast scandals, Cody Co,
Mm-hmm.
Sketch, and his
Yeah.
past. I guess that's not really like a controversy.
It was with people who live on Twitter and Reddit.
Right.
Let's be honest. If you want to, do whatever you want to do, that's on
Right.
you. No, but yeah, I mean, so many controversies with
So many big names.
Chris from Mr. Beast.
Chris from Mr. Beast, yeah.
Yeah, we won't get into that. We're talking mainly about the Braille stuff, and this has at least affected me enough to talk about it on here. I don't know how much it's really affected you.
For me,
it was a big thing when I found out.
I mean, for me, it's kind of just crazy because we used to like watch them all the time.
Yeah.
Like new video, it was one of those channels. At one point in time, it was one of those channels like you know their uploading schedule.
Yeah.
You know when they're gonna upload, and like what time of day.
Yep.
So that when they upload the video, you can watch it. And it's one of those things that you look forward to watching. And I guess over the years, I kind of just faded away from that more just because I don't think it's a little kids channel, but I feel like it's definitely targeted to a younger audience.
Yeah. Definitely.
So I've kind of just, I guess, faded away from watching.
And even if it isn't, I feel like the way they made the videos, even if they weren't trying to kind of targets to, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to be pumping out videos for you guys all the time. Like, it's too overstimulating. So, yeah, It's kind of more, like, targeted towards kids. But,
I don't think, like, I think the members of the Braille, I guess the members of the Braille channel,
yeah.
like, of course they're actual skaters.
Yeah.
Of course they are. And I'm not, like, discrediting them as actual skaters, but I think when you think of Braille and like the channel and everything, I would think people you see at like the skate park would think it's a kids channel or targeted to a younger audience.
It's like skating a Braille skateboard.
Right.
It might be great, but it's just one of those things that like every sort of, I guess, group has its stigmas like that. Like, I'm not going to go skate a Braille deck, and I might still like them. And even some other people at the skate park might not mind them. They don't hate them. But it's like, it's the same thing with skaters not liking Zoomies. And I've had nothing but great experiences at Zoomies. And mind you, the new pharmacy, our local skate shop opened down in downtown Summerlin, the closest place to me. So I usually go there now, because they usually have more of the size I skate. And also, I think it's kind of a cooler vibe. They got that TV up there and all that. But I've never had a bad problem skating at Zoomies, but I'm not going to skate a board that says Zoomies on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's just like, and I'm not really afraid of, getting that look at the skate park. Like, oh, like he's definitely a poser or whatever. It's
too.
more just like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. I feel like it's just weird.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just, I feel like that's another big thing though with like this generation though.
Yeah, a lot of people want to, especially people that aren't even in like some sort of group like that, like skaters, want to make it seem like they really are.
Yeah. I guess the best way to explain it is pulling up to the skate park with a Braille board is almost the same as pulling up to the skate park with a Walmart board.
No, I wouldn't say it's a Walmart
really
level. I'd say it's like pulling up with a Tony Hawk board.
A Tony Hawk board, yeah. That's
or
a
like
better example.
pulling up to like wearing like Volcom or Tony Hawk shirts. Like, yeah, I guess it's skate stuff, but it's really kind of not. Nah, but Braille, back to the topic, Braille, I've always loved their videos and all that. You even had their merch. You had a hat from them and a hoodie.
Yeah,
remember?
At one point, yeah.
I think I still have the hat because I think I saved it specifically to show you when this news came out. Because I remember you left it at my house and you were like, yeah, I don't really want it. And I don't think I ever threw it out.
Yeah.
But Anyways, Nigel and Ricky both posted a video discussing their situation with what happened. Ricky was in an airport when he recorded this because it was the only time he could actually record it and post it because he was traveling across countries, I think somewhere in Europe. I'm going to different countries, so that was the only place he could really have time to record it right then and there. He basically said that he woke up, got the news that the Braille thing was closing or something like that, but no one had informed him. I think he got the information from someone else, maybe one of the team members. And he went there to try to get one last session in, and apparently it was already pretty much tore down. So he skated the handrail a little bit, but that was about it. Like, there was nothing really else to skate, and then left. Nigel, on the other hand, went there because he was told, I think by Aaron, he was told that they're moving out 25th or 26th or something like that. What ended up happening is he got there 23rd or 24th or something like that, like a day or two before they said that they had to be out of there, and everything was already torn down. And they were going to throw away, remember they had all the boards?
Crazy.
They had all the boards on the wall?
Yeah.
They were going to throw away, like, almost all of them. They were just going to throw them out.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
And Nigel even went through and his very first, like, big video with him in it, he took that board, kept it for himself, and just kept some, and he's like, this is crazy. All of these, like, most of these were made by fans and have notes written on them or stuff like that, and they were all just getting thrown out. Just trashed. Not recycled, not taken somewhere else, not turned into something, just thrown out. And then, I guess Aaron saw them on the cameras or something. I don't know. I don't know the full story because it was never fully explained truth by truth. It was just sides of stories. And Aaron's never openly spoke about it since. So what ended up happening is Ricky and Nigel ended up waking up, and I think Ricky texted Aaron. I think they were both blocked on Instagram, and like from both channels, Aaron's and Braille's official on Instagram. I think he ended up having to text Aaron's number, basically explaining talking about what happened, why he got kicked out, stuff like this, stuff like that. But, I mean, mind you, at that point, neither of them really wanted to be in Braille anymore at that point, if stuff like that was going to happen. And then same thing with Nigel, except Nigel was a little more exposing him, kind of. He more really actually called him out for what happened. But this is the reason why we're making this video. Aaron was exposed for being a Scientologist, and essentially when he moved to San Francisco, he went to some sort of speech class, or not speech class, but like not being socially awkward class, being open, being very, out there, not being so shy and timid and stuff. And it was at the Church of Scientology that he went to this class, and since then he's been in the Church of Scientology, went to business college for 3 years.
This part is crazy.
Yeah. Went to business college for 3 years and left the channel to Nigel and all the team members, which they, in that time, made the most amount of money the channel had ever made in that specific time, which I'm pretty sure is still probably the same.
Yeah.
But made the brand so much money. Like, all their videos they were pumping out were so, like, energetic, fun, insane. Aaron comes back, and when he comes back from business college, he's the new head leader of all Scientology churches in the San Francisco Bay Area. He's the number one in Scientology in San Francisco.
That is crazy.
Aaron Cairo.
That is crazy.
Crazy. You can search up the commercial about him being in the Scientology commercial. You can even search up pictures of him wearing the suit with the black tie and the gold on the top, the Scientology tie, or whatever the hell it is. I don't know that much about Scientology, but all I know is that they make you sign a contract for 1 billion years. It's a 1 billion year contract that you have to stay in Scientology and stuff like that. Yeah. So essentially, Aaron Cairo took what I've heard is millions from the channel, and over time, not all at once, but millions, and like upwards of 2 million and donated it to Church of Scientology to get his status that high. I'm not going to say that you're a piece of shit just because you're a Scientologist. But what I will say is you're a piece of shit if you block 2 of your teammates that have been there. I think Ricky's been there 7 years and Nigel's been there 9. Almost a whole decade Nigel's been working for Braille, building videos, making videos, building this community, and just gets cut off like that, like nothing happens, just because they don't believe in what you want to believe.
Yeah, and I think just the biggest part of it is not only like, I think an obvious big part of it is all the money that he put in that they, I'm sure, didn't know about.
No, probably not until
obviously.
Probably not until we got back from business college.
Right. So it all, not only was it all this money that he was putting in, but the way he just kind of got up and threw away everything. Just the warehouse, everything inside, all of his teammates.
And another thing is he claimed he recycled ramps and all this wood to some foundation or whatever, and it was literally found in a dumpster.
Wow.
Everything was just found in a dumpster. Yeah, in his video claimed that Nigel hooked him up with some guy that is going to donate it, which never happened. Nigel even said in his video it never happened. Yeah, it's crazy.
They probably did that to try to save his ass.
It's crazy, honestly. And you get to some videos originally when this happened, any sort of comment that was negative wasn't answered, wasn't responded to, nothing. And some of them now are like, why would you block these people, like stuff like that. But he never answers the question. He always answers like the other part of the question. So it's like, why would you do this? Why would you block 2 of the best people on the channel just because you want to believe in what you believe in? And then he'll be like, do what? I'm only spreading positivity. Like, you didn't answer the question.
Yeah.
So it kind of sucks. I can't say that I hate him. I just hate what he did. But crazy situation. Definitely wanted to talk about it because, I mean, it affected both of us. I know it affected me.
How many subscribers is their channel at now?
Let me check. They're at 5.79, but I'm 90% sure they were at like 8 mil or something like that. I unsubscribed from them, I know that. And I unfollowed Braille and Aaron Cairo on Instagram. Which was kind of hard. I'm not going to lie. It was kind of difficult for me to kind of do that because I've been following that one of the very first channels and accounts I ever followed on Instagram and YouTube, ever. You know, this is before Danny Duncan was really even popular.
Yeah.
I was following them.
Yeah, I mean, we've been following them for a long time, and like you said, I had, I had not only their merchandise, the hat and the hoodie, but I also had one of the board grips that they showed in the video, like the adhesive rubber.
Yeah, it's the non-adhesive grip or something like that.
Yeah.
Not non-adhesive. It's non-abrasive.
Non-abrasive
grip.
That's, yeah. So,
and it sucked. It was horrible.
Yeah, it was. Dude,
it was terrible.
Wasn't good. That's for sure. But, I mean, aside from that, it's just kind of sad how big their following was, and how much of their following is little kids, and all that money that they earned from little kids just watching their videos.
And not only that, all the money that got
church.
earned when he was in business college. And that whole time, anytime he got a paycheck, Scientology.
Yeah.
That entire 3 years.
Yeah, the 3 years he wasn't a part of any production, any background stuff. The whole channel was up to them.
Yeah, he was just the
owner of the brand, and he still got that paycheck that went directly to Scientology.
And even Nigel said that, like, they got paid and stuff, but he's like, there's so much money that we never saw that was ours. So much money that I'll never have again that he'll never get back. And he's running his own channel now. You guys should actually go support him. He does a lot of different stuff.
Yeah. What is it? Nigel Jones on YouTube?
Yeah, I think so. And then I think Ricky has his own.
Yeah, Ricky has his own YouTube and Instagram.
Him. So if you're watching this on YouTube, we'll find him and put him in the description. If not, you should just be able to find it yourself. Just search up Ricky Braille or Nigel Braille.
It's Ricky Glazer on Instagram and YouTube.
Yeah.
And then I think it's Nigel Jones on YouTube and maybe something different on Instagram.
No,
Instagram,
we'll find it and link Nigel Jones. Yeah, we'll find it and link it if you're watching on YouTube. Yeah, that was a pretty good segment, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of just like, I guess it's just like a smaller topic that I guess anyone outside the skate community doesn't know about.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah, definitely.
But like for the people who did at one point watch their channel and is a part of the skate community and knows enough about Braille.
Yeah.
It was kind of a big thing. I remember when it first came out, just like going through like the comments on Instagram and YouTube and just straight up just flaming on Aaron Cairo.
When I watched the video at first, the very first video about them losing the warehouse, not the apology one, I was watching it and I was like, damn, this fucking sucks. I didn't know anything about it. I was like, damn, this sucks. And then I'd see random like comments, like all of them were positive, and then you'd see that one that was just like, stupid cult leader follower, you're a moron, you're gonna bring down everyone. I was like, what? I thought it was just a crazy person.
Yeah.
And then as I was like, oh, that's why I'm seeing those comments.
So anyway, we're back from a quick pause.
Yep.
Just got some food in, drank. And since we last left off on what we were talking about with, kind of the end of Braille and its downfall, I kind of wanted to talk about our brands, our past brands.
Speaking of CEOs fucking up brands.
Yeah, these two handsome fellows over here in these
Dude,
seats.
we had a lot.
Yeah.
What was our first one? I think water bottles was our first, or no, YouTube channel.
YouTube channel.
The Pokemon Go YouTube channel.
No, it was food challenges.
Food challenges.
It was like the cinnamon challenge.
This is how we got our name.
This is how we got our name, actually.
Yeah.
Should we just share that story now? I mean, we can kind of like do it a little.
Yeah, why not?
Yes.
See where it goes.
So there's a video out there.
Well, explain the food challenges, what we were doing.
Okay. So
guess the sauce. Or
yeah, it was like guess the sauce or
guess the food, the drink.
Yeah, guess food, drink, basically guess what the other person was giving them. Pause.
Guess whatever the other person put in your mouth.
Pause.
Guess the consumable.
Yeah. So we're doing these challenges, and it feels so weird to say challenges.
Yeah, because this is not a challenge, guys.
We're doing these food challenges.
We were just trying to make something to do fun.
Yeah, we were just
find something.
fucking around and making YouTube videos as kids. So we're making this video, and as we're making it, I have the bright idea of, oh yeah, let's make some food so that if whatever we taste, whatever the person puts in our mouth tastes bad. Pause.
Yeah, we can eat some food and yeah.
Exactly. So I'm like, let's just make cup of noodles. And my dumbass, for some reason, when I was pouring the hot water into the cup of noodles, I had Dylan hold the cup of noodles instead of just pouring it in.
Yeah, I had to hold the styrofoam cup of styrofoam. It wasn't
styrofoam.
It wasn't the paper ones. It was the styrofoam ones. I had to hold it above the sink with nothing on my hand when he had a cup, or was it a pot of boiling water?
It was a pot of boiling water.
Of boiling water. But he wore the oven mitt.
Yeah, I had to
on
wear
wearing
the oven
mitt. So I'm holding it. He starts pouring it into the thing, and it gets all over our hands. Safe. Yeah, dude, this isn't even safe. It starts getting all over my hands, and we start hooting and hollering and yelling. And in the video after that, I drop it in the sink, and Jacob goes, "Dude, my noodles!" So yeah, and then I slapped him, and then he slapped me, and then we stopped talking for like an hour.
Yeah. And then we played Battlefront.
Yeah. Our first failed YouTube video. We made a couple others Pokemon Go hunting.
Yeah, we did that a lot though during the summers when you'd come over. Almost every day we would go out and Pokemon Go.
Not
hunt.
almost every day.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, every
I'm
day.
pretty sure every single day we go to the park.
I mean, I have videos on my phone, like old videos,
Yeah.
of it being like a rainstorm.
Yeah.
And-
yeah. Hiding
and we're
under the
out
gazebo.
there. Yeah, we're out there hunting for Pokemon, and that was good times. That was like when the game first came out,
Yeah.
and yeah, that was fun.
I remember that because I remember my phone. I had a Samsung J3 Emerge, and it would overheat because it was summer. So we'd have to go back. I'd charge my phone and then, like, put it in the fridge or whatever the hell I had to do, and then we'd go back out.
I just saw a TikTok about that phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like it was one of the ones where you scroll through them, and it had a different it had a bunch of different ones, but one of them was like Samsung Galaxy S24 plus what's the newest iPhone? iPhone 15
Pro Max.
Yeah,
or something
iPhone
like that.
15 Pro Max
Yeah.
or the
J3 Emerge.
J3 Emerge.
Yeah.
And then it was like showing underneath it like what the specs of like the iPhone and the Samsung.
Yeah.
And then underneath the J3 Merge it just said style points.
Nice. That thing was ugly, dude.
Yeah.
It was
It
retarded.
was. Remember
You-
my
you had
phone
one-
with the power button on the back?
You had one that looked like the J3 Emerge, your first Samsung, but it wasn't. It wasn't called the J3, and it didn't have a merge in it either, but it looked kind of like it, but it was black.
I think I kind of remember
And it
that.
was a little bigger.
I think I kind of remember
Yeah.
that.
And then your LG. After that, our very first one where we were actually trying to make money was our water bottle thing.
Yeah, we would take the water bottles that my parents would buy at the store. We would just fill a backpack full of them and go sit on the biker's path at the park and just wait for people and try to sell water bottles
For $1 each.
for $1, like great value water bottles.
Yeah, but then again, at that point you could buy a case of water bottles for like $5,
yeah,
$5-6, and there's 24 of them in there. And then we even planned it out. We were like, so we do this, we put this much money back into getting 2 cases this time, and then this is much we pocket.
I do remember that.
This is how
I
much
do
we
remember
pocket.
that. Yeah.
That was fun. I think, what was our next one?
Our next one after that was, it may have been Popsicle. Like we got a little bit older, and I think there were a couple in between there where we're like, oh yeah, let's make
Start that over again.
I think there were a couple in there where we were like, okay, let's make a business.
Or yeah, let's do something. YouTube channel, this, that.
Yeah, so
But then
I mean, we
never
went
did
back
it.
to YouTube channel probably a dozen times.
Streaming. I did streaming.
Streaming,
for a
yeah.
little bit, yeah.
We did that in between there, but I think the next one after that was Popsicle,
Our wax company.
our skateboard wax
That
company.
we made one sale on.
We made one sale. To who?
Some little scooter kid at the skate park. I sold one of the.
Oh,
popsicle
I
things to him.
remember that.
It was like our very first one. I got $5 for it, and the rest of it I don't know.
Wow,
Because I kept them in my backpack at the skate park to sell.
that's crazy. Yeah, so we took like the popsicle makers, the things you fill with like the juice or whatever.
To make homemade popsicles.
Yeah. And instead of filling them with popsicle content,
Yeah.
we filled them with candle wax and
Wow.
sold them.
You also added olive oil, crayons for coloring, and
Yeah.
butter to it. I don't know why.
So we sold them or the plan was to fill the popsicle maker with this wax,
Yeah.
and then it would come out as a popsicle,
We'd
and
put the
we would
sticks
have
in
the
it.
stick in it
It
and
would look like a
everything.
popsicle stick, but it was skate wax.
Yeah, which still is pretty good idea,
Yeah,
but I don't think we're pulling that off. We'll pull this off
no.
instead.
And then I think our very last one was the bearing company where we were going to put it in
Bearing
medicine bottles. Maybe that was only my idea.
Yeah, I
the
think
pill
that was-
bottles. I was going to put bearings in them, order bearings, and put them in there. Create a fake label.
I
that
remember
looks like
you
a-
doing
a
that.
fake label that looks like a medicine label, but it has like the brand and then the type of bearings and stuff. And then, yeah.
What was your name for that? Were you?
I don't.
Didn't you have a
even
name for
remember.
it?
I don't think I ever came up with the name. I think it was like I had the idea and then I never did it. But
I mean, we were entrepreneurs from the very beginning.
yeah, dude, we were just
We were trying to make money, is what
we were
it
just
was.
overachievers.
Yeah. And then I did my rug company
Yeah.
for a little bit.
So that's cool. We had like our partnerships and then we each had one like solo thing.
Yeah. Except that I think I
That's probably the
made a
furthest
pretty
you
good
got.
amount of money.
I was going to say that's probably the furthest you got in any of the.
Yeah, because you have a rug, your sister has a rug, your dad has a rug.
You probably
Kid I knew,
Did you ever make any rugs for yourself?
I made some for Lisa, but I never made any for myself.
Mm.
Which eventually, I think I would want to get back into just for fun,
You got to get all your stuff back.
if the guy still has it.
Yeah.
And then my first one I sold was from a buddy from high school. The
It was
first high
that
school
pink
I went
one,
to.
huh?
The skeleton, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I sold another one to my sister and my sister's mom. And maybe another few people. I can't really remember, but yeah, that one went off. I mean, I had my own, not my own, but I had a private space that this dude let me do my stuff in.
Yeah.
That he paid for the material,
Yeah.
and then I was just to make the rugs, and he would get a little bit back.
That's
But it was-
honestly that was honestly great, but the only problem is you never got any like orders.
The problem was I was working at PetSmart at the time,
Yeah.
and right when that dude kind of let me into the studio and I was doing my own thing, I started working for Hilton, and I didn't have much time anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I had time, but the time that I did have, I spent playing video games and being a dumbass.
And honestly, did you really even get any more orders? Because I know you got some like from me, Peyton, stuff like that, like closest people to you. But
Yeah.
after that, you didn't really get any like random orders. Or
I had a
anything, did
couple.
you?
I had a couple people hit me up and ask for some stuff, but at the time I was that was kind of like my transition out of it. Like I was kind of slowing down, and it just wasn't working for me anymore. Which
Yeah.
and another thing is I wasn't very good at getting the name out there,
Yeah.
and
Promoting.
yeah, and the guy who let me work with him, he's I mean, he has his own company and he does pretty well for himself, but he didn't really like shout me out very much. I think he did like
Yeah.
once or twice maybe. But
Yeah.
it was like, oh yeah, go check out this person. And I maybe got a couple followers from that.
Yeah. It was a good idea. Honestly, it was a good execution. I just think like the promoting aspect was probably the worst.
The promoting aspect and me just not putting a whole lot of effort into it. I think another thing that stopped me from continuing it was just being pressured by other people to do it. Like I was being pressured by a couple people to do it just nonstop. Like they were telling me, you got to put everything into this and make sure it doesn't fail. Like you need to be doing this many hours a day.
There's no way to make sure it doesn't fail.
Exactly. And
Anything can happen.
I was being told to do stuff with my own company
Yeah.
by outside people, which I didn't like because it was my company, and I felt like what I had been doing was working.
Yeah.
And as soon as I went away from that, it stopped working. And at that point, I was kind of just like, okay, I'm done with this.
I mean, if you're going to make any sort of money off of it, I feel like it should feel like work, but it shouldn't feel like work you don't like or work that you have to do.
Exactly. And that's kind of what it turned into. It kind of just turned
It
into...
shouldn't feel like a chore.
Exactly. And that's exactly what it was to me at the time, or what it turned into. Like, in the very beginning, dude, I was having so much fun doing it.
Yeah.
You know, I was making good money from it.
Oh, yeah.
And I had fun doing it. And then it became not fun when I was being told what to do, and at that point it was like a chore, and I was like, I just don't want to do this anymore. I'm not going to put effort into something that I don't want to do, and I don't have the passion for anymore.
Yeah. I mean, now look at us. This is probably, I wouldn't say the furthest, because at the time of us recording this right now, we haven't posted anything or officially announced what we're doing with this.
But I think this is the most that we've put
into.
At least
and honestly,
together.
I feel like probably one of the furthest we've got. I mean, with your rugs, you sold them and stuff, but with this, I mean, all we need left is just promotion and people
This
to
is
watch.
This is a whole different thing. Like,
It's a
this is
different
media
aspect.
compared to
Whole
sales.
different, yeah, it's a whole different kind of company.
Yeah.
It's a media,
Media production.
yeah, what would you call that? Entertainment.
Yeah.
It's entertainment rather than a physical object. But, yeah, those are a couple of our little brands and ideas we've had, but this is definitely probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite.
Yeah.
I hope.
I'm having a lot of fun with this. I mean, you might not be able to tell from the videos, but I mean, we're loving doing this so far, and I think it's just like a little awkward and just a little bit weird for us right now, because we've never really put so much effort into media
And even any sort of
entertainment.
any sort of effort we've put into something, it's never come to this. So whenever we're finally here, we're like, oh snap, like this is actually working out.
Yeah, what do we do?
Yeah, I mean, even maybe in our episode 1, it was still a little more awkward, but I feel like this one was a pretty good episode.
Yeah, this one was more natural, definitely.
Yeah, so probably gonna leave it here. I'll let Jake say bye to you guys. Let him get some more mic time. But thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you watched the first one too. We don't know. All right, so I'm gonna let Jake end it here, but hopefully you guys watched that first one, and hopefully you guys like this one. We don't know exactly what we'll be talking about in the next one. Hopefully some questions. We put up a poll on our Instagram, but yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks again, guys, for tuning into the podcast and listening again. We're having a lot of fun with this. I just want to say that again, because this is it's a lot of fun, and I'm having a great time, and I can't express enough how excited I am to see this grow.
Oh yeah,
and become something.
definitely.
So thanks again for watching or listening. If you're listening somewhere, make sure you follow our Instagrams and follow the podcast on any platform, so that you're notified, and so that you see when we upload. And yeah, hopefully it'll get less awkward from
now on. Those will be linked in the YouTube description if you're watching.
Right. Thank you, Dylan.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is our sign out. Later.